Hi, I'm Melissa from Northline Express, and in today's video we're going to demonstrate using the Brushable Chimney Crown Repair. I've got a chimney here that's got some cracks and could use some love, and that's what we're going to do with this product. This is a great product and it's going to help us get these sealed up, and I'm going to demonstrate for you today in our video. So what is Brushable Chimney Crown Repair? It's a fast-setting elastomeric membrane that's going to form a permanently flexible coating where you use it. It's great for use on situations like this, where you need to seal some cracks on your chimney crown. It's also good for tops of walls, anywhere that you've got some masonry material that you want a membrane that's going to coat it and prevent the moisture from getting in. Now, it is a fast-setting product, so when you use the product, it is going to be in about 2 to 4 hours, depending on the weather and your situation, going to be pretty much cured and set. Ready to use, ready from the bucket. We're just going to open it up and start brushing it on. There are a few things that you're going to need to get the project done. Of course, you're going to need your brushable crown repair. It's best to work with a 3 or 4 inch brush. The wider the better, but if you've got a small area to work with, don't get too wide of a brush. You might want to go with a 3 inch brush. I recommend grabbing some duct tape. This is going to help, as you see here, give you an area, just like if you were painting inside your home. It's going to help you get a nice clean line with your membrane that you're applying, so that when you're all done, you peel it off. It's going to be easy and nice lines for you there. You're also going to need a squirt bottle with some generic water in it. That's what we're going to use for this as well. I also recommend grabbing yourself a pair of rubber gloves. That's just going to keep your hands clean. If you're not worried about it, don't worry about having your gloves. So I've already gone ahead and got the taping off done. I went around the top of my flue tile here so I don't get any on the flue tile, and I got a nice line around there. And I also went on the top brick right where my crown ends and went all the way around there, so I'm not going to get any on there, and I'm going to have a nice clean line when I remove that duct tape. Now, it's also recommended that you make sure on the top of your crown here that you don't have any kind of debris, dust, anything on there that's going to interfere with the product. Once you've got that ready, the next thing you want to do is grab your bottle of water. You're going to lightly mist the area that you're going to be coating. Don't get too carried away, it's just a light mist. And then you're ready to apply. Alright, like I said, the product's ready to go straight out of the bucket. There's no mixing required, no additives that you need to add. It's going to be a material that looks just like this, and that's exactly what we're going to use with it today. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do, now that we're ready to start applying, we've misted our surface with water, is grab your brush that you're going to be using and simply apply a thin coat. Now, just like if you were applying a layer of coat of paint on the inside, as you're applying that, you want to be working this down into the seal because the surface isn't perfectly smooth. So when you apply that first thin coat, make sure that you're working it down in and getting an even coverage. And you're going to apply this first coat to the entire crown. Alright, while I'm waiting for my first coat to dry, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the product. This product right here is going to cure in about 30 to 60 minutes. And when you're applying the product, you want to make sure that you've got the optimum temperatures to work with. You don't want to be where it's going to be the air temperature below 45 degrees, or within 4 hours of applying the product below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And you don't want to be applying it if the temperature is above 95 degrees Fahrenheit. I've been using here the gallon bucket of it today, and with this product, a double coat is going to cover about 40 square foot. Obviously, I've got more than I need here, but that's what the coverage is. Usually per gallon with 2 coats, it's going to cover about 40 square feet per gallon. Now, the dry time of the product, of course, is going to vary by temperature as well as the humidity in your area. But within about 2 to 4 hours, the product is usually completely cured as well as dry. The reason this product is so important to use is because it's vital for the protection of your chimney when you have a masonry chimney. This masonry chimney inside has a clay flue tile, and this crown around the outside is what's designed to protect it and also give it a decorative look so you don't have just the clay sticking out of your roof. But when there's cracks in your crown like you saw before we started here, that's going to allow moisture to be able to penetrate down into the chimney and reach that clay flue tile, which is terracotta, and it isn't always the strongest of the material when it comes to freezing and moisture. If that moisture were to reach down inside and get into my terracotta flue tile inside my chimney, that can cause cracks in your flue tiles, which is dangerous. It can lead to increased chances of chimney fires, and it also is going to be a place that your creosote is going to be able to build up better. Any type of non-smooth surface inside your chimney is going to increase your creosote buildup because it's easier for it to stick to it. So by adding this flexible waterproof coating, what we're doing is sealing off any cracks and kind of rejuvenating that chimney crown and bringing it back to life and elongating the life of our chimney and protecting it as well. Alright, as you can see here, I've got a bit of a tacky touch feeling to it now. It's still wet, but I'm going to wait a few more minutes to let it dry. And then we'll apply our second coat. Okay, so our first coat is pretty much dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and get our second coat applied. Now with your second coat, this is where you want to apply the product thicker so that you can fill in the areas and get that nice smooth finish and get that good waterproof coating on the product. So just like you did the first time, go ahead and apply the product on there. And make sure you're covering everywhere and that you're filling any voids like you see here in the front. I didn't want to cover these up too much because I didn't want too thick of a coating for my first coating. But now that I'm on to my second coat, I'm going to kind of work a little bit down in there so that those are going to fill in and you get a nice even line when you remove out the tape. Now I didn't have any really large cracks with this today, but if you did have large cracks bigger than a 1/4 of an inch wide, you can use a silicone product or you can use a cement to fill those cracks first. But I do recommend if you've got cracks that big that you're having a professional to check the integrity of and safety of your chimney before you just get carried away taking it on yourself as a project. When it comes to chimneys, you do want to use safety at all times. And it doesn't always necessarily involve when you're burning in them. It does need to be safe before you burn in them. So keep working your way around the chimney and cover that crown and get a nice smooth coating. And when I mentioned that you can fill the cracks with silicone or using a cement material, the silicone is still going to be able to, you can use silicone and go over this. It's going to completely cure underneath the product. It does not matter that the product is 100% dry before you're applying. Anything that's used underneath this is still going to be able to cure. Alright, so I finished applying my second coat. And now all I really want to do is let this wait, dry it for a little bit, and then all I got to do is remove that tape and we're done. So don't let chimney maintenance be something that's completely intimidating. While I'm fully in support of bringing in a professional when it's necessary, there's lots of chimney maintenance that you can do yourself, especially when it comes to protecting your investment into your home, because your chimney is part of your home. So with a little bit of elbow grease and some ChimneyRx Brushable Crown Repair, you can bring an old chimney back to life and make it one that's going to last a little while longer. I hope you found this demonstration helpful, but if you've still got questions about any chimney maintenance, feel free to give us a call at 866-667-8454. At Northline Express, home of the Buy and Try Satisfaction Guarantee, we're always happy to help.